Then it was that goodly Odysseus spake unto Alcinous, My lord Alcinous, most notable among all the people, thou didst boast thy dancers to be the best in the world, and lo, thy words are fulfilled. I wonder as I look on them. So spake he, and the mighty King Alcinous rejoiced, and spake at once among the Phaeacians, masters of the oar. Hearken ye, captains and counsellors of the Phaeacians. This stranger seems to me a wise man enough. Come then, let us give him a stranger's gift, as is meet. Behold, there are 12 glorious princes who rule among this people, and bear sway, and I myself am the 13th. Now each man among you bring a fresh robe and a doublet, and a talent of fine gold, and let us speedily carry all these gifts together, that the stranger may take them in his hands, and go to supper with a glad heart. As for Euryalus, let him yield amends to the man himself, with soft speech and with a gift, for his was no gentle saying. So spake he, and they all assented thereto, and would have it so, and each one sent forth his henchman to fetch his gift. And Euryalus answered the king, and spake, saying, My lord Alcinous, most notable among all the people, I will make atonement to thy guest according to thy word. I will give him a hanger all of bronze, with a silver hilt thereto, and a sheath of fresh sawn ivory covers it about, and it shall be to him a thing of price. Goodness gracious, there have been a number of phrases this book that I want to just write down as like mouth exercises to do before I record these episodes. Say this 5 times fast to the person standing next to you. A sheath of fresh sawn ivory. A sheath of fresh sawn ivory. It's too much for my mouth to handle sometimes. What was the other one? It came a couple episodes ago. Oh yeah, I remember. It was when we started talking about the Hephaestus story. About Ares and Aphrodite laying down in the bed together in the house of Hephaestus privily. I thought I was generally out of shape. I did not know that my mouth could also be out of shape. I need to do some exercises. But what's happening here? The festivities are coming to an end. Odysseus has acquiesced. That's not the right word I want to use, but has acknowledged that the Phaeacians are the best dancers. Alcinous spoke the truth to him, and Alcinous, feeling grateful and gracious, calls upon all of the different lords of the land to get all the gifts that we have talked about extensively for how one hosts someone in their realm. And even by the end of it, Euryalus, he's the one that acquiesces and says that he will make atonement and bring him a bunch of bronze and silver and ivory. And it shall be to him a thing of price. Well, good for them. Everyone's friends. But it sounds like they are going to start loading up the boats and getting Odysseus on his way, which is exciting. Which of these men from the Phaeacians do we believe is going to be accompanying Odysseus on his trip? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's going to put them out too much, considering if Alcinous speaks the truth in saying that they can get from any point on the map in a day and back again, they're gonna just float him off back to Ithaca in a blink of an eye. I mean, do we think Odysseus is going to start picking up different members of his party in the RPG version of the story, the way that Telemachus picked up a handful of people for his party? First Athena, then the crew that accompanied him. Then he went to see Nestor, and Pisistratus joined him to go to Menelaus. Is Laodamas or Euryalus going to be joining Odysseus on his trip back? I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. Just a question I'm asking. I'm just trying to find the sophistication of this story in terms of how it's written, everything that's the themes that are kind of interweaved throughout, the parallels, the echoes. Those are pretty powerful things. That if this story wasn't written down, I don't know how you can keep all of those things in your mind simultaneously. This is one of the greatest mysteries, I think, when it comes to the oral tradition of this story. where what we're reading, as we've talked about already, has to be, to me, I mean, when you're discussing the Homeric question, which is what they call the idea of whether Homer was a singular author or a multitude of authors, to me, what we're talking about is indication of, by necessity, multiple authors. That oral tradition changes it, what becomes most impactful stays, and then eventually someone writes it down, and then by the act of writing it down can better see the parallels between Telemachus' story. Folks, oh my God, how did it not... Sorry, I was hoping we had busted out of this. Oh boy, I've been calling him Telemachus this whole time. Again, it was a bad phonetic... Oh, and he's a main character. Telemachus. Oh my God. Oh, start over. We're going back to 1. We're going to take this whole story over from page 1 again. Telemachus. How do I even move forward? Okay, I'm not going to relitigate my anxieties and insecurities here on this show. What was I talking about? Parallels, right. Once you start writing it down, then you can see how the things that Telemachus, that's going to be hard for me, Telemachus is experiencing, how Odysseus is experiencing, how can you draw connections between those things? And then you can bring in things like Hephaestus' story from the minstrel to further illustrate those connections. How you do that, by keeping everything in your head and speaking it aloud, I have no idea. I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's at all possible. Telemachus, Jesus Christ. Okay, my insecurities have taken over me once again. I'm gonna end today's episode there, folks. Do your research, verify sources, get a second opinion. Don't rely on the information you have right in front of you. God Almighty. All right, I'll see you here tomorrow. Hopefully, my confidence will be somewhat back. So until then, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.